Hello guys, welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today I'm going to show you these 4-3-1-2 custom tactics in FIFA 21. One of my favourite narrow formations in the game. It's really good, very similar to the 4-1-2-1-2 second. It's actually slightly more attacking, which is why it's really good to use in game. It's balanced and also to attack. Before I start with the custom tactics, I want to say if you're not already subscribed, please help me out by subscribing. In the last month, I've got so many views in the last month. I could almost fill Wembley, to be honest, with the amount of views I've got in the last month. Almost got 90,000 views in the last month. I mean, so much. It's my first ever month I've had that many views, so it means so much more when you subscribe as well, and it really helps me out, and it means so much to the channel and for me. So if you're not already subscribed, please help me out by subscribing, as it means so much. So that's all I'm going to say now before we get into the custom tactics. So defensive style, I use a press after possession loss. This is because it's quite an attacking formation. You can see there's no CDMs, so there's not that extra help with defending, so press after possession loss is a bit easier to win the ball back, so you're spending less time defending and more time on the ball. Width I keep on 4 just to make it a little bit narrower, so it's a bit easier to defend as there's not many defenders. And then depth I keep on 5. Play on 4 depth if you're less comfortable defending, or if you're really comfortable defending, maybe go up to 6. Most people should play on about 5. For the offensive style, I play on fast to build up. This is to try and get the ball upwards as quickly as possible, and to start an attack. When it's quite a narrow formation, it's much better to use fast build up. Long ball is a bit too predictable really, but fast build up is really good to pass it around, wait for an opening and to get through on goal. Width I play on 5. Players in box I use 6 just to try and overload the box a little bit more, so it's a bit easier to score goals, more players in the box, more goals. Corners I use on 3. This is because when it's on 3, a couple more players will be in the box for corners, and most of the time it's actually centre back to score corners because they're so tall, so 3 really helps there. Free kicks I use on 2 or 1, that's not very important to be honest. 2 just to help get a few more players in the box. But that's about it. For your player instructions, I recommend using stay central on both your strikers. This is to stay in the centre of the pitch in line with the goal and not drifting out wide. I also use getting behind so making forward runs through the defence. It's easy to make through balls for them, and stay forward so they're always at the top of the pitch and not dropping back. You don't need extra defensive help in the midfield. For your cam, I also recommend using stay forward. There's a lot of midfielders in this formation, so you don't need them dropping back as well. Stay forward to help create attacks much easier, and get into the box for cross to help overload the box. For your 3 centre mids, on the outside runs, I recommend keeping them completely default. I wouldn't change anything at all. But for the middle one, I recommend using cover centre, so stay in the centre a bit more. And then if you want them to either stay balanced as a sort of main centre mid, use balanced attack. Or if you want them to be a bit more defensive like a CDM, use stay back while attacking. You could use drop between defenders, which will sort of create a 5 at the back. But I recommend using stay back while attacking. It's much better in game, as it suits the formation much better. I wouldn't recommend using get forward as it's too much attacking help, and you'll concede much easier. So stay back while attacking is probably the best thing to do, unless you want to go balanced attack. 2 centre backs leave those default. For your full backs, use overlap and stay back while attacking. As there's not much defensive help in this formation, you need all the help you can get, so them pushing up as well will be so much harder to defend. Overlap's still on the outside a bit more as well. Sometimes they do still push up on stay back while attacking, but it's just to make sure they're staying back as often as possible. For your goalkeeper, also use counter crosses and sweeper keeper, and that is going to be it for these custom tactics. Counter crosses and sweeper keeper, I do recommend using a lot. I use it on every formation just so it's much easier to win the ball from corners, crosses, one-on-ones, and your goalkeeper comes out a little bit more. So that is it for these 4-3-1-2 custom tactics. Remember to subscribe, like I mentioned earlier. If you're still watching by this point, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Let me know in the comments if you need help or have any questions. I'll reply as quickly as possible. But that's going to be it for this video, and goodbye.